The Jake Asman Show on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
Our next guest is one of the best when it comes to everything going on with the NFL. His draft guide arrived in the mail this week, and I've already dove into it head on and can't wait to complete reading the entire thing. He is Dan Shonka from Ourlads, former scout with the Eagles, Redskins, and Chiefs, now the guru of all things draft at Ourlads, and he joins us now. Dan, appreciate the time. As always, great to talk to you again.
You betcha, Jake. In fact, you got the preview. The big book here will be coming out in about a week and a half. So you got a little warm up there, buddy.
Ooh, I like a little warm up then. I didn't realize that, Dan. I'm excited then. So there's so many things to talk to you about. Obviously, you look at the top of this draft, and we're expecting a huge run on quarterbacks. As we sit here right now, Dan, if you were kind of mocking how you think the first 5 picks will go, how would you see that playing out?
Well, the thing that we usually do, Jake, is we grade all these guys, so we kind of do it like we would do it, not necessarily what the world would do it, But, I mean, I don't want to sing to the choir here, but obviously Trevor Lawrence is a big dog at number one. And I tell you, I'm in the I guess a minority with the number 2 pick, and I think it'd be only fitting if this draft was in New York, so all the Jet fans could boo me. But I would love to see Penei Sewell go number 2, because it looks like to me, they want to hold on there and build, the program and everything, and hey, you got to have blocking. There's no question about it. So Penei Sewell would be the guy. And then number 3, I think that if San Francisco ends up, pulling the trigger there at 3, I right now it looks like to me Mac Jones is the guy, simply because he is a system guy that would fit perfect in that offense with his accuracy passing, super smart. He's got that great synapse from his brain to his hand. And, they don't run the ball a ton, in the Kyle Shanahan system. But the quarterbacks, rather, they run the ball with their running back. So he may be a good fit there. And I like Mac a lot because, his ball placement is just, one of the best. And Baker Mayfield came out. Baker had just outstanding ball placement, and then it faded a little bit, with the coaching changeovers there. And then it came back, and I'll tell you, Mac Jones has got that ball placement, and the receivers don't have to slow down, Jake, to catch that ball. They catch it right in stride. And then, I think at 4, Atlanta. They may entertain a trade because they probably could get a corner if they wanted to, or they may look for a quarterback to back up and train, under Matt Ryan. So, but I'm going to go right now with Patrick Surtain at 4, our top corner out of Alabama, and then 5. I'm going to go Cincinnati, since if Chase. Jamar Chase is on the board. I'm going to go ahead and go with Jamar Chase at 5 for Cincinnati.
Dan Shonka with us here, Ourlads draft analyst, the best when it comes to breaking down these players and providing analysts on what they will be at the next level. So I want to go back to something you said with the Jets at 2. Assuming they don't go Penei Sewell and they are taking a quarterback, the debate among Jet fans is which quarterback should they take? Should it be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance? If you were Joe Douglas and the pick was going to be quarterback, which quarterback would you take second overall?
Well, first thing I'd do is make a call to our physicians and trainers to see how those shoulders are on Zach Wilson, because he's already had labrum surgery on both shoulders, and that's not a great thing for a quarterback. And in his workout, he looked great. It's really an outstanding quarterback. He does throw the ball extremely well. He has good ball placement. The only guy that probably gets it out quicker than him very well may be Mac Jones. So I think that, if Zach is healthy, the doctors sign off on him, I'd probably go with, Zach there. Although I tell you, there's a big argument made for, Justin Fields. And I think, that the Jets have messed up quarterbacks, about every time they draft. So I guess maybe the loser may be the winner who doesn't go at 2. But I guess right now I think that you'd probably go ahead and take Zach Wilson there.
You look at Zach Wilson, and there's a lot of people that say, Dan, you can't draft him because he played at BYU, and BYU had a cupcake schedule. But when you evaluate Wilson as a prospect, Dan, why would you take him second overall, assuming the medicals checks out and he's a healthy player that the Jets could be able to take in that spot?
Well, I think the same things that I talked about when I look at a quarterback and evaluate quarterbacks, you've got to have accuracy. You've got to be able to read the field. You got to have a quick release. You got to have that quick synapse from your brain to your hand. Now, I think that he's got, and you're right. Yeah, his schedule, he wasn't that strong, and it kind of makes you wonder. Well, is he going to be able to make those throws in the SEC where you got a bunch of future pros breaking on the ball and picking it up? Because they did. Hey, he might not have played against a NFL corner or safety, this whole past year. So that they're definitely that's something you got to look at. So, but I think that Zach's got he's got that extreme accuracy. He can put the ball where he wants it, and he could only do what against the defense what he saw, and he kind of carved those up pretty good. So a very smart guy, and but again, I worry about the shoulders a little bit there.
Dan Shonka with us here. You can follow him on Twitter, and I encourage you to do just that at Ourlads_Shonka. So if the Jets go Wilson at 2, the Niners are sitting there with the 3rd overall pick. We know they're taking a quarterback when they moved all the way up from 12 to number 3. It seems like a lot of people are split on which quarterback they should take. Should it be Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or should it, of course, be Mac Jones? If you were Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and you had to go quarterback there, Dan, which quarterback would you take?
Well, Mac Jones fits in their system. I mean, he's a perfect fit, and so I would take Mac Jones if I was at 3. But there's an argument to be made. Now, I've seen him live, Trace Lance, and he's an outstanding talent. And, again, there's no perfect player in this draft. I mean, they've all got holes. They all kind of look like Swiss cheese when you look at them enough. And, Trey has only had 1 year of playing a high level of football at the at the 1AA level, which is the best he could do. But he was, a man among boys. I mean, he's a big time quarterback, and if he could sit behind Garoppolo for a year, there's a big argument to be made for that. For him going at 3.
Dan Shonka with us here talking all things NFL draft. How many quarterbacks, Dan, do you expect to get picked in the top 15? I mean, are we going to see this crazy run on quarterbacks that everyone's expecting?
Yeah, I think so. It's too bad because it puts too much pressure on the players to perform early. And then, as we know, in this throwaway society, the teams will get rid of a quarterback and, head on down the road because they'll already get a new head coach, a new general manager. And the general manager say, well, that guy wasn't my guy, so I want to get my own quarterback. So it's really, it's sad because you want to see these guys develop. And, that's one thing great about going to San Francisco. Those guys got a chance to develop. Kyle Shanahan has got a long-term contract there. So they're going to be able to develop that offense with the quarterback they want to go with. So no matter who they end up choosing, I think that that quarterback's going to be developed. And that's what you're looking for, a guy that can set and salt him away a little bit and then and then a year or two, then he can get out there and play. So, I mean, even Patrick Mahomes said the other day in an interview that it was a good thing he got his chance to set for a year and learn a lot under Alex Smith. And he said that, there's different things that you just have to learn when you're a young quarterback. And too many times these young guys get thrown in there and they've got to know stuff on the fly. And so I think that right now, whoever San Francisco picks will be really lucky.
Dan, who is the best non-quarterback in this year's draft?
Oh boy, I tell you what, it's hard for me to go away from Kyle Pitts. I mean, he's a man among boys, and Jake, what you're looking at when you're picking in that top 6 or 7, and we didn't even mention him yet, but you're looking at Hall of Fame or annual Pro Bowl type players. That's what you want to pick there. And, Kyle Pitts is going to be up in that group. I think Jamar Chase could very well, be up there. I think you got Pitts, you got Chase. I think Devonta Smith's really going to be good. Because he runs routes and things so well. Again, you worry about their durability a little bit. Same with Waddle. I mean, Waddle's a tremendous receiver. I mean, Jalen can do everything and then return and give you the added dimension there. But I think, right now, if you'd say, well, hey, who's going to be an annual Pro Bowl? Again, I say it's Kyle Pitts, but the other thing is he's got to go to the right team because, I mean, so many times, everybody's got that enthusiasm about drafting. The guys say, well, we're, going to get him 100 balls and he's going to get all these catches and all that. Then they don't throw the ball to him. You know what I mean? It's just almost like clockwork sometimes. So, but I think Kyle Pitts is going to be, maybe the best, and along with Jamar Chase.
Dan, got about a minute and a half left with you, so I want to talk about some of the defensive prospects in this year's class. We know about the quarterbacks, we know about the receivers, and, of course, Kyle Pitts, but who are some of the top defensive guys that you look at and say, hey, these guys have a chance to be, great players at the next level?
Well, I think, now here's one thing, Jake. I put Patrick Surtain at number 4 for Atlanta, but say he doesn't go there. Say something else happens and maybe they take Pitts or what have you, but there may not be a defensive player going the top 10. All right. So now what you're going to look at is, hey, Micah Parsons, where is he going to land? Again, he opted out this year, but 2 years ago, he was a man playing with boys, sideline to sideline guy, can cover, really a good football player. I think that, that's a guy to me that, you're really going to look at. Patrick Surtain, again, a defensive back, really like him, a good cover guy. J.C. Horn, another corner out of South Carolina. His dad played along. It's kind of ironic. Our top 2 corners with Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn, both their dads played in the league a long time, and but Horn's dad was a quarterback. So, but I think that, there's kind of scratching the surface. Another guy that I really love, and he's going to go earlier than I think people think, but Aziz Ujulai from Georgia, he plays like he's got his pants on fire and his hair on fire at the same time. I mean, he comes off that edge like a screaming banshee. And I think he's a guy that is going to he's going to do some damage his rookie year.
Screaming banshee, Dan. I love that term. We got to use that more often.
He's a good one now. I'll tell you, all you got to do is see a little bit of tape on him. You're going to say, wow, that guy's special.
Dan Shonka has been our guest. He is the guy over at Ourlads. He's their draft guru, a former scout with the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Chiefs. Always kind enough with his time here on our network and on our show. Dan, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and looking forward to catching up with you every week leading up to the draft.
Absolutely, Jake. Thanks a million. Have a great Easter weekend.
You too. Dan Shonka with us there on our progressive guest line. A quick break, and we come back, wrap up hour 2 of 3. This is the Jake Asman Show. You're listening to us right here, coast to coast, nationwide on Sports Map Radio.